So I'll timestamp that later. We'll do the next one. All right, so we're going to do for Friday, let's see, 1826. Friday in Caracas, if that's the right way you say it, Venezuela or Venezuela. Yeah, Venezuela. Let's do Jose. I cannot say his last name, but I will try. Uzcategui. Jose Uzcategui. But versus to be announced, so we'll forget him. I need somebody who actually is announced. Okay, so we'll forget him. Let's go and check out Jeremy Alvarez versus Leonardo Sanchez. Okay. Let's go and see who will win there. All right. So again, these are people who I do not know. I don't know what they look like, what they sound like, what their history is like, and so forth. For the next round of readings I will take a little bit of background research on them. We'll see what sort of difference that makes, if any. Let's go and check out Jeremy Alvarez versus Leonardo Sanchez. I'm going to see, will Jeremy win? Jeremy is a junior middleweight. Not quite sure what a middleweight is, but the heavyweights are the top level, right? I'll read all about boxing to you on the second time I do this. When I do my research, I'll look into it. But this is just the novice me checking in on the energy of these words, these names on a list. Jeremy Alvarez, will he win? The moon, the moon in this energy for Jeremy means that it can go either way. Jeremy has the ability to jump over gaps. Jeremy also has the level to slip. Jeremy can go either up or down in this energy, which also means too, right now, Jeremy's energy is not stable. All of the other people I've done so far, who was it? Carlos and Ivan, Alexis, and Santiago, all of them were, for the most part, stable. Jeremy is still fluctuating. And Jeremy's fight's coming up on Friday. Does Jeremy thrive on instability? Jeremy doesn't need to center himself. Let's go and find out. The moon for Jeremy. 7 of Wands. 5 of Pentacles. The Devil. Jeremy has a lot riding on this. Actually, Jeremy doesn't really have a lot riding on this. I'd say Jeremy has things going on in general in Jeremy's life. And Jeremy is taking this event as part of whatever is going on in Jeremy's life. Jeremy is not segmenting my fight this professional event that I'm doing as a professional athlete versus the other stuff in my life. To Jeremy, it's all the same. It's all one. So is this Jeremy's strength, or is Jeremy just kind of messy. No offense to Jeremy, but Devil, 7 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles under Moon. It's a little messy. A little messy. I don't think really anybody would like to operate under conditions like this, in energy like this. So Jeremy is also under a lot of stress, unfortunately. Does Jeremy thrive under stress? How can anyone really thrive under stress? If you create the stress on someone else, it's one thing, but under stress, someone is stressing you out, not you being a bully to others, even in this energy. Jeremy is oppressed. Someone is oppressing him. Poor Jeremy. Poor Jeremy. Okay. I always feel like pulling this again, try and get some different energy in here. Jeremy. 7 of Wands. Yeah, Jeremy has like his personal life is bleeding into his professional life. And when Jeremy is there preparing for this fight, even thinking about this fight right now, Jeremy is still not having a clear delineation between what Jeremy does for a living or does professionally in sports and Jeremy's own personal life. I don't think I want to go into this anymore because I'm seeing Jeremy's personal life in here more than his winning choice, his winning chances, his work ethic, and so forth. The advice to Jeremy would be to focus. And not on matters of the heart and the people that make up his personal life. Especially since there has been some estrangement between him and some people. Somebody's giving Jeremy the cold shoulder, but that's neither here nor there. That's a romance reading. We're not doing romance. Jeremy, I will end it. I'm going to go and check out Leonardo's energy. Because Jeremy is a mess. I'm not saying Jeremy can't win, but more than pulling up, is Jeremy going to win or not? I'm getting Jeremy's whole life story here, and Jeremy's mind is not purely on the fight. I mean, the other guys, their minds weren't completely on the fight either, but they still took their things strongly. Anyway, will Jeremy win in this energy? Jeremy's very emotionally unstable. And I do feel, as I mentioned before, in this energy, Jeremy could win, but he also is not really something to bet on because he himself is not centered, not stable. Let's check out Leonardo. Feels like too with Jeremy's mindset, if Leonardo was the type to go and, or someone, it could be anyone, someone could go and send a text message to Jeremy and say 2 sentences, and that would set Jeremy off, and that would affect his play, his performance. That's how shaky Jeremy is. Let's check out Leonardo. Will Leonardo win? Ouch. 5 of Pentacles. What are these junior middleweights? I wonder if they know each other past this game, if they have history. Well, first of all, it feels, I'm not sure about Leonardo, but now I'm curious. I wonder if Leonardo is taking a break of some sort from this line of work. And this is his reintroduction back. Five of Pentacles, clarified by a Three of Swords, Three of Cups, and the World, which, by the way, also is three energies, the numeral three energy. This guy did take a break in some respect. He took a break from something that he loved, Leonardo. Very well could be the game or some aspect of the game, or maybe, as I said, maybe he knows this other guy, maybe he's competed. Something about this is reconnecting to what he allowed to lapse. Could be he had a loss, something. He feels like, too, with this break that he took, either from maybe he's going to meet somebody there, could be very well be that, what's his name, Jeremy, could be somebody else, or just a game in general. He has a lot of angst about it. He has resentment about it. In this game, Leonardo, so the other guy's playing on emotionality and has all those, like, personal issues floating around in his head. This guy has resentment. He has to prove a point. He has to prove a point. He also needs that public recognition. Both of this, for both of them, this is not about playing the game or anything. These are personal things that they're also bringing to the table. Both these guys have kind of messes going on. This guy is resentment, though. That other guy is just all emotionality. Okay, let's go and just see Jeremy versus Leonardo. Yeah, we have a fix on their energy. Jeremy. And let's do Leonardo. Who will win? Will it be Jeremy? Well, that's the same card that I pulled initially for Jeremy, by the way. No, was it? No, it was someone else. Jeremy got the moon. And the world. It will definitely be Leonardo. Leonardo is going to win this fight. I do feel Jeremy is going to go and put a good effort in there. It must be Leonardo's resentment, because I said I feel resentment. I feel something. He has a point to go and prove. Both of them have intense energy. This guy's energy is depressing. I almost want to take a break. Oh, he's a little depressing. And this guy's angry. Well, it's going to pay off for him. He should have some kava tea and calm down from whatever that Tower and Three of Swords energy is, because he is so angry, frustrated. He has a point to prove. Anyway, Leonardo is going to win. Let's go on to the next one. Okay. Who are we doing now? I'm on 49. Oh. So I'm on Jesus, Cuadro. Right, because nobody says Jesus, they say Jesus, right? I'm sure he says Jesus too. Okay. Jesus Cuadro versus Gabriel Gollaz Valenzuela. Valenzuela. Jesus Cuadro, Gabriel Gollaz Valenzuela. Oh, get his name. I suppose sometimes I was putting these backwards. I don't put my cards back in backwards. All right, let's see. Jesus Cuadro. Jesus versus Gabriel. Angel against God's Son. Let's see. Meow. Meow. Yes, as I said, this is Mystic Moons. We're never short on meows. You may think, I never heard a cat meow like that. Well, now you have. If you want to hear different cat meows, just stay tuned. All the cat meows on the rainbow. Okay, Jesus. Will Jesus win over Gabrielle? Will Jesus be the winner? Jesus. I may have to take a break after Jesus because, as I said, those other three guys, they gave me a headache. I have a headache. I probably read too much into their emotion, and it hurts. Oh, it's irritating, a headache. And this guy, why does this guy have a 7 of Swords here? Why is Jesus all unethical? All sneaky? I wonder if something is up with Jesus. 6 of Swords, Temperance, and 2 of Wands. Something happened to Jesus. Maybe Jesus feels he's not quite ready yet for the fight that's coming up, but he's going to do it anyway. He's going to do it anyway. Maybe he's hoping that he's going to have some sort of advantage. Maybe he knows some sort of information that will give him an advantage. Jesus went through something, though. Jesus went through something quite intense, and Jesus is a tad desperate. Poor Jesus. Energy is not as bad as the other 3, but, it's not happy energy like Umberto's. What is the deal here with Jesus? Jesus is still licking his wounds from something that did not turn out as planned. What exactly that was? He had to leave something behind. I'm not really going to touch this 3 of Cups because I'm frankly not interested. I don't know whether this was a job opportunity, whether Jesus had personal issues in life that kind of maybe were at opposition to each other. Not going to touch that with Jesus. But it did catch up to him. Whatever this 3 of Cups was to Jesus, not going to touch it. Whatever this cup was to Jesus, it caught up with him. And he lost. And whether this is something relating to work or something relating to his personal life, I do not know. I am not going to find out. I am not curious. We will let Jesus' personal life be Jesus' personal life because we are only interested in if Jesus will win. But from this issue, Jesus is carrying along baggage, and that baggage is affecting his performance, will affect his performance, is shaping and crafting and molding his current mindset. That's what my cat says. So, yeah, Jesus very well could have I could swear that I read a thread earlier that spoke about this situation. I'm not going to go and talk about what the situation is. Something he should have not have done. And it caught up with him. Now he's just trying to go and gain his stability. So much in his energy that he's alone, but he kind of deserves it. I'm not going to touch what that is, as I said. But he's bringing along baggage of something else. It's not relating to work. His personal life. His baggage from his personal life he's bringing over here. You know, Jesus is hoping ultimately with his fight, with his actions in general, Jesus is hoping to go and show that he's not a loser, that he is confident, that he has a future, that he can be depended on, that he can be in a family with familia. Did someone give Jesus the boot? Well, someone did give Jesus the boot, that goes without saying. Did everyone give him the boot that Jesus had around him? Of course, let me say again, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. I know nothing about these people, and what would they? Oh yeah, and if you bet on these people, like you bet on them on your own time, you know, blah blah blah. But if you do win on these people, if you do bet and if you do win, well, why not consider sending a little token of appreciation to the channel? Why not? Especially if it was this prediction, these predictions that for entertainment purposes only, that led to it. But yeah, Jesus like did something bad with people in skirts. Okay. And Jesus is alone. He's bringing that baggage over. Jesus' mind should be on the fight, but Jesus' mind is not on the fight. So all these guys must get together in the locker room or whatever they have, and they must talk like some more interesting relationship podcasts than TikTok podcasts or TikTok, whatever those hashtags are, where they talk about relationships all the time. Because all these guys have pretty much, well, you know, ones that are in this energy, they kind of have the same thing going. Sure, they can go and trade advice. They should talk to someone about it. All right. Yeah, this is about Jesus, his mindset to winning. And Jesus' mind is not really on the winning so much as what the winning will get him. And Jesus is very preoccupied with the minds of the fair sex. Of course, when I say that, I'm just bringing out Old English. You know, he's on the weaker sex, the fairer sex, whatever you want to go and call them, in those old 16th century type of English literature labels they put on women. His mind is on women. Of course, he's a sports guy. Whatever. I don't know. Maybe his mind could be on men, but yeah, even if if he liked. Okay, now this is completely off subject, but I'm just saying, even if he did have men who he liked, which actually this could be like, you know, an indication. When I said skirts, it doesn't have to be like women in skirts, but you know, he definitely is there taking the active role towards whatever romantic interests are there. No romantic interests are taking the active role towards him. He is not in passive energy. He is in active energy. And you would say, well, someone always has to be in active energy and passive energy in a romantic connection. And that's how they sort of come together. Not everybody, of course, but typically. typically. I don't know why I got on this subject. Oh, because what's his name? His mind is not on the game. Okay, I had enough of his energy. Will he win? This man did a screw up in his personal life with personal relationships with his personal people, and some people have left, and I feel it blew up in his face. And he wants to go and reconcile with specifically maybe one person, one family unit who chopped him out or something. He has some stress with somebody who he sees as his number one, his main piece. Not to use that phrase, but to use that phrase. And his mind's on romance. He wants an avenue to open up for him, and he's seeing this fight as a chance to go and prove his worth and ability to people who he's in a romantic connection with. Will he win? I don't know. Let's go and check out Gabriel, because this guy's energy is all in stuff. And it's almost in the energy of, I didn't ask for that. I did not ask for it, and I'm not going any further into it. Let's go and see Gabriel. Let's see what Gabriel's energy is like. Will Gabriel win over Jesus? Gabriel's energy. The sun. So Gabriel has Gabriel has a lot of self-control. It's good for Gabriel. Gabriel is going against a libertine. Because that's what Jesus definitely is in that energy. Very deep hedonistic vibe. I'm not getting like what's his name is hedonistic now, but he definitely had some like funk in his not so recent past, and that funk came to bite him. And while he is not doing what he did before, it's not necessarily because of choice, it's because his options kind of dried up. This guy, Gabriel. Gabriel is very meticulous about what he does, what he says, what he thinks, what he does. He watches, he plans. Nothing is out of place or step for Gabriel. Gabriel is all business. Gabriel's mind right now is laser focused on the fight. This is what kind of energy you expect from a professional athlete. You expect them to be dealing with the matter at hand. I mean, who knows what's going on in Gabriel's life? We don't really care so much about that, but Gabriel is contained. Gabriel's energy is interesting. Okay. Gabriel does want to impress somebody. But that's none of my business. Anyway, I was kind of curious. Gabriel has long-term goals that he's working towards. Winning this is part of the goals that he wishes to achieve. Gabriel does have someone in his heart that he is using as motivation to do better and to win in general. Feels like Gabriel is, well, I guess I'm not going to say what I was going to say. All right, let's go and see. Jesus, now I have energy of Jesus, energy of Gabriel. Will Jesus win this fight? Will Gabriel win this fight? Let's see. When the fight itself, Temperance. Let's see. Jesus and Gabriel. I'm going to add a clarifier. Gabriel's energy and Jesus' energy. You know, first of all, what I'm going to say about the fight, which does say 10 rounds, I'm going to say that with Jesus, I think Jesus is going to start off stronger than Gabriel will. But Gabriel will do that on purpose. Gabriel is going to allow Jesus to come in. And I don't know if Gabriel has fought Jesus previously or if Gabriel has watched in this energy. Actually, both of them could have done their research on each other. But I do feel like with Gabriel has watched what's his name's place, while the other guy, whether Jesus has just been sort of, you know, trying to do, I guess Jesus is trying to focus on the fight, whatever he's doing in that energy. Still gives me a headache on it. But Jesus is not doing a good job of focusing. Gabriel is the one doing the good job of focusing. But I do feel like this guy's going to start off stronger. Whatever his name is, Jesus. Jesus is going to start off stronger, but Gabriel is going to allow that. Gabriel is going to allow that to go and see how he fights, what his style is. He's going to go and get a gauge on him. Quiet. Four of Swords. And this one for Gabriel. I think it's going to be a close fight. I do think what's his name is I know what's his name. I do think Jesus is going to start off stronger. But I think Gabriel is going to allow that. I think then Gabriel will go and start to go and play seriously against Jesus. I do think Jesus is going to have a little bit of an edge. However, I think a gift, a talent of Gabriel will be his ability to play off of his, what do you call them, his competitor, his opponent. That's a gift that he has. Ultimately, really, that's a close fight. I think it's going to look for the majority of the fight that Jesus is going to be the winner. Quiet. You know, there's something interesting about Gabriel's energy, though. I do think it's going to appear, and I do think, what's his name? Jesus is the stronger player. Or he's going to be strongest in this fight. I'm not going to say stronger player. That's a misnomer. That's a typo. Quiet. That does come out just by doing that. Oh, I swear, he's been like screaming all day long in the room. I had a late night, well, not a late night, late evening business call, and he was screaming in the background. Quiet. Luckily, it didn't really matter that much, but it was irritating. He was, of course, doing that because he was jealous. Anyway, cat dynamics are different. Back to whether it's Jesus or Gabriel. I do think Jesus is going to appear like the stronger candidate for the majority of the fight. There's something electric and special, though, about how Gabriel interacts with his opponent. It's almost like, too, I think Jesus could have the more power, and Gabriel has strategy. Like this, I don't want to say talent either because I see talent from both of them. I do think, what's his name? Gabriel plays with more strategy. And I do think that strategy is going to get him ahead. But it's this one is close. And I think ultimately the win is going to go to Gabriel. But I think for the majority, it's going to look like Jesus is winning. There's something about the way Gabriel sizes up his opponents. He looks at their gameplay, he looks at their moves, he analyzes a lot, and then he uses their patterns to his advantage. He's very sensitive about the talents and motions and so forth of the people he is playing with. I'd say that's his talent. Anyway, I am a little tired after those guys' energies. I have a headache. I was going to go through all of them. Let's see how these go. I almost want to do a heavyweight. Oh, but I don't have the head for it right now. Maybe I'll do some more. I'll do some more later. So I guess I'll leave it on those three. I'd also like to go and mention that there is another video that I did, a separate video. It can be found on my channel under the videos portion. And that one also has the Venezuela Caracas fight between Carlos Canizales and Ivan Garcia Balderas, the junior flyweights. I did do one reading on that separately, so you can find that there. And maybe I will link it in the description while I'm here, if I can find it. So many windows open. Next videos. And copy. Anyway, yeah, let me know your thoughts. I will be following up to see how this all plays out. As I mentioned before, this is just to go and see a little experiment on pulling on these guys without knowing anything about them. And as I said, maybe for the next ones, the next batch, I'll do a little due diligence research on them. Read some quotes, see their photos, maybe watch a little video snippets of them. Maybe not, too. Anyway, I'm going to go and leave. This concludes this part of the sports predictions. I am going to leave the video up a little longer, just in case anybody wants a personal reading. I'll just leave that up there. Quiet, quiet, quiet. That's what my cat says.